Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Morcillon. I am called to return and continue to speak about these very, very powerful times that we're going through. There is a very, very transformational. It's been going on for many weeks, months, years, decades, but it is coming to a crescendo, to an apex, to a point of transformation that is very important. And so we still need to integrate. And there is this very collective energy that's very powerful. It is coming about the Mother Earth. Our planet is a real being. It's a conscious being. She came in a long time ago. She's an archangelic frequency. And for a very long time, she was completely disconnected from the surface population. There was too much cruelty, too much conflict. And so she had to preserve and stay connected to the forces of nature, while in the same time having to deal with all the negative influence that was going on her surface. Or on the depths, everywhere there was all kinds of negative influence. But now there was so much cleansing. The Mother Earth, called Terra in the fourth dimension, Gaia in the fifth dimension, Shitaya as a higher self, Ura, Urantia. There's many names that she's known by. Is also reconnecting to all the other celestial body coming out of the quarantine, and all, as well as to be able to reconnect to our surface population. It is very essential. People are becoming more aware of the forces of nature, which will allow us to connect more to the natural spirit and the elemental body beings. And there's all kinds of elemental beings that we need to connect with, six dimensional beings as well. And so just keep your receptive mode. And I thank you not to forget to subscribe. I thank you so much for your likes, for sharing, and for commenting, as well as for your donations. I really appreciate it. I know I'm very close to my point of freedom, financial freedom, but in the meantime, I'm really in a survival mode, and so I really appreciate every help that anyone can provide. This has come from God, and it will return, although we don't give to with the idea of, well, when we give, we don't give with the idea that it will return. But everything goes in circle. And also, I'm going to present some art. I'm going to sing a song. I'm going to pull out some oracles. I really have the intention to sell a painting every day. Once I have my gallery, I know we'll sell more than one painting every day. But for now, I'm still very flexible on my prices. Very soon, as soon as I start my project, there will be for 6 months. I'm going to freeze everything the time I prepare the opening of my gallery. But for now, I'm still open to selling some art at a really reasonable price. And so I'm going to pull a card. So thank you to let me know. I hope you'll be inspired to. I do want to bring those energies. Those paintings are very spiritual. They have a lot of spiritual energy. And when they're going to be sold around the world in many homes, many places or public spaces or whatever, they're going to anchor the energy of spirit. So I do want to spread the energy, and painting is a really wonderful way to do that, to anchor for a very long time. Paintings, music or movies, like it passes, and it's like it touches a lot of people for a very short time, but art touches very few people, but for a very long time. Fine arts. And so the card of the day is happy circumstances. It is the time. It is a synchronicity. It is the luck. It is just to be ready for that. We do have to align with the divine plan, but for that we need to remove ourselves from the limited timeline of the dark. Rise above the chaos. The chaos may still coming back, but we need our consciousness need to return to the point of abundance, freedom, joy, creativity, trust in the plan, not to give energy to the old ways, the old past, that are the entrapment and the slavery plans of the matrix. We do need to get free from that, and the universe keeps reorganizing. In a lot of from the August 8th portal, there was a lot of energy shift, and the universe is right now, it is reorganizing itself to adapt to the shift of energy and the consciousness, a shift of consciousness. So it will take a few days for things to be fully for the outer world is going to be able to finally match our inner transformation, our inner process, and the moon is going to be assisting. The moon was the guardian of the prison for a very long time. He used to keep the energy low, very low frequency, but slowly but surely he has turned to serve the light, and he will ascend. Although it's not a natural satellite of the planet, he will ascend with the planet. It is the feminine side that reflects the light of the sun, and it is passing in front tomorrow in front of this conjunction of Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter is the miracle, the expansion, the energy of expansion and miracles, and Venus is the energy of love, also the likes and dislikes. So it is important that to understand it is a very um, the synchronicity of the prosperity is that there is a great deal of opportunities that are opening ourselves up with this passing of the moon in front of that conjunction. And also we have future versions of ourselves that will be able to communicate more and more, to send message to us back from the future, back from time. Those versions of ourselves are versions of ourselves that have already ascended, that are already in the higher planes. They've already passed through all the things that they've already fully integrated this higher transformation of our God self, and so they will be able to communicate and to assist us in merging this with this higher frequency. For the victory of the light on the higher planes is already achieved. Now we need to make it physical, material, visible. So that will be a mission to the through the shift and through the times to come. And it's gonna come. We're not gonna just say, "I done," and it's gonna be a process. So we're gonna continue with the process, and also we're gonna start recognizing each other beyond the form, from a soul level. We've all known each other in past lives, and we're gonna start recognizing that. It's a sense of familiarity, and we're gonna be able to collaborate and come together on a soul level, recognizing each other, recognizing the light we carry, and love. We're going to be able to love romantically beyond survival mode, beyond need and codependency. The relationships that are coming will are based on interdependency, on trust and sharing. We'll be able to love without fear, because there's a lot of in this romantic love there is a lot of fear associated with that in the past, and now we have to be able to trust and share, and to be open and to be liberated from a heart that is always in fear of losing or jealousy or all kinds of other things. So we're going to move into a more liberated state. So I hope this message resonated with you. I'm going to pull a card of the Akash. Well, there's a whole bunch of cards that came out. Let's see what's the one card is the scribe or the writer. Take notes of everything that that goes through your mind that is maybe of significant, positive or negative. Write it down. Write it down. If it's negative, he will evacuate it. If it's positive, he will anchor it. And so I'm going to show. I finished 4 paintings. I started a few of them. Those are action paintings, the abstract painting. I made reference that those paintings in my this particular series of abstract painting made reference a little bit to. They could see some influence from famous artists like Sam Francis, Franz Klein, John Mitchell, but also I can see artists like Twombly, some of it like Miro even, or de Kooning, but they're still Mansillon. Still, they cannot be. This maybe have some inspiration maybe from Twombly, but it still doesn't look like a Twombly. It looks like a Mansillon, and it's good when you have. It's good to know a little bit art history before you. Picasso used to say, master borrow from each other, but the genius will steal all the good ideas from everybody to express it through this art. So I'm not trying to steal anything from anyone, because I do think that those are quite original, but it's very important that it's nice little stories. And because so those are abstract paintings, I have some influence, but when I do figurative paintings, I've done some studies. I'm going to get more into it. Portraits, for instance, they have a resemblance to Picasso, Matisse, Chagall, or landscape. They will resemble a little bit Van Gogh, Cézanne. It's inevitable, because those were the artists that really influenced me as a child and as I grew up. But in spirituality, in my cosmological work, there is no, it's so unique. There is no one has ever done that, touched that, except maybe the sand paintings of Tibetan sand paintings, of the mandalas, or the Buddhist paintings, or there may be some influence or Aborigine a little bit, but there is very little influence of all those paintings that are really original. I'm really eager to present them officially. And as far as because there was artists that revendicated themselves some spirituality in modern art, like Kandinsky, like Mondrian, Elma af Klimt, Mark Roscoe, Barnett Newman, Paul Klee, Matisse. So there is some artists that did because spirituality was still very taboo in the 20th century in art. It was something like to stay away from. They were just about visual, external forms. Um, this is pretty dynamic. I really like that one. There's a few of them that are in the works like this kind of also. But I do feel that I'm going to be returning to figurative work really soon and landscapes and doing some very classical subjects. It's going to be kind of nice. The challenge is to do something absolutely unique and original that nobody can say, well, it is not a Mansillon, it is somebody else. So it's going to be fun. But I do enjoy. I'm going to continue. I'm going to do some large abstract paintings as well because that's. I'm doing a lot of studies right now. Oh, my friends, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to pull a few cards and I'm going to sing this song that went through my mind. It was this morning. I don't know why it went through my mind. It's a song of Elton John, who wrote the music because Elton John never wrote the lyrics. And but it's a song that's called Your Song. It goes like this. It's a little bit funny, that feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who sells potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Well, a few of those verses, well, they got me quite cross. But the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that I keep it turned on. So excuse me for forgetting, but these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or they blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Well, let us celebrate our presence in the world and the presence of those we love. Well, my friends, I'm going to thank you very much for your support and for continuing to cultivate your connection and your sense of presence. The card of the day is flow. So we're floating with the flow. We're moving into the flow, the natural flow. We want to return to the naturalness of life as much as possible. There's the birds out there, the crows that are crowing. The higher wisdom is flexibility. We have to be flexible about everything except our principle, our value, who we are. That we cannot compromise. It's more and more we're being able to discern those things we need to be flexible about and those things we cannot be flexible about. What we need to understand is inner peace. Cultivate this sense of inner peace. What we need to do is the gateway. We are a gateway. Our own self, when people meet us, it's like a gateway for them to achieve these higher planes. And and we're traversing ourselves many gateways as they come to, can be physical gateways. There's all kind of sacred sites that are being activated. We don't need to be physically. Of course, it's more powerful when we contact physically with a sacred site, but we can just going in through our consciousness, we can connect with those sites, those gateways, those portals to higher dimensions. Like we're getting more and more antennas in many dimensions, and we receive information from our future self and higher self. And the outcome is miracles, it's blessings beyond measure, it is the unexpected, it's going to be a surprise. Spirit keeps saying it's a surprise, it's coming. They're going action is going to be taken, so the miracles are going to be happening. So I thank you very much. I am so grateful, and I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.